Hey there, I'm glad you're here at Seaver Shoots, back with another video. Today, we're talking about a super cool boot. And if I am talking about footwear on the channel, then you know that it is a footwear that is versatile and does a lot of things really well. At least that is the hope. This is kind of a tip of the iceberg video. I have worn this a handful of times, gone on some gentle walks with it just to get a feel for it on my feet. This is the Lems Outlander. Brand new hiking boot, but I really think it can do more than just hiking, and we'll talk about that in a second in the overview. First, I want to talk about some of my favorite brands. The first one is Dangerous But Good, my go-to apparel brand. Not only do they do apparel, they also do patches and stickers that are super cool. Faith, family, freedom, those are the values that they tout, and if those go along with your values, then if you go down in the link in the description, I'm sure as you look around on their website, you will find something that you like. And if you do, use Seaver Shoots 10 at checkout, it'll save you 10%. The next affiliate that I'd like to talk about is Axle Hearing Protection. They recently sent me a new pair of their GS Extreme 2.0 earbuds. These are for a lot of things, like I talked about with the boots. I'm huge on versatility, and these are extremely versatile. Not only do they protect your hearing in noisy environments, whether it's the gun range or you work in a manufacturing plant or a super loud FedEx truck or something like that, these can protect your hearing and block out that annoying sound. They also allow you to consume multimedia at the same time, and the runtime for multimedia is somewhere between like 7 and 9 hours, which is ridiculous. That'll cover pretty much everybody's work days for the most part. I absolutely love the branding that is on them. These are the Sig Sauer edition. They've got it there, they've got it on the buds themselves. I'm a big Sig guy, so I definitely appreciate that. Not only are these extremely comfortable, but the sound quality is fantastic. If you want to pick yourself up a pair of the GS Extreme 2.0s, then head down to the link in my description. It'll take you over to the Axle website and you can shop around and find what you like. Usually they are doing some pretty cool sales, as much as 35% off. I've actually seen 55% off in the past as well. But if you can't find any deals that they're running right now, go ahead and use Seaver Shoots as your discount code at checkout and it will save you 15%. Now let's get into the video. Again, this is going to be an overview of this really cool, fantastic looking boot. And the cool thing about this guy is it is a barefoot style boot. Now, what does that mean? I recently did a review on the Zero Prio, which is a barefoot style shoe. Specifically, this one is for exercise of all kinds. You can run in it, you can lift in it, all of the things. Whatever it is you're looking to do, the Prio is pretty good for it. But I find that it's limited when it comes to wetness. I used it for some hiking, and while it was good for ground feel, it struggled in some other areas. So this is now my dedicated barefoot workout shoe. I then got the Zero Aptos, which is more towards the casual side of things. As you can see, it's your typical slip-on canvas shoe, and I love it as well. Super flexible, lots of ground feel, but I can slip it on and off really quickly if I'm taking something out to the garbage or something like that. Notice with both of these models, the nice wide toe box and then the extremely thin sole, 4 millimeters, which allows me to really feel what's under my feet. There is no heel lift, so it is zero drop. It is as if I am walking barefoot, hence why they're called barefoot shoes. This is meant to be a barefoot boot. So I got this to replace my Nikes, this to replace my narrow canvas shoes, and I got this to do just about everything else. I have a Danner Vital Trail here, which is a more traditional hiking and snow boot. You can see it's a little bit more narrow up through the toes. And then my go-to boot for the last 3 years has been a Timberland Chuka. And so this shoe will replace both of those. As much as I have loved this, as much as it has served me well, it's been mostly waterproof. I've used it for work and shoveling snow and just wanting to wear a more rugged pair of boots out hiking or out to the range, but also wanting them to look good and be comfortable. But it does have the narrow toe box, probably the narrowest toe box of all of the shoes that I've shown so far. And it does have a little bit of a heel lift. I don't think it's much, but it does have one. And then very, very thick sole as well, not allowing me to feel the ground in any way, shape, or form. This guy is supposed to do all of the things that all of these shoes do, and that's why it's super cool. It could be a stylish, comfortable shoe. The way I have it set up with the laces, I can slip it on and off, though it is not too loose. We'll see if I end up messing with that over time. I could exercise in it because it has that zero drop. It's not lifting my heels at all, which is super cool. It has a thick enough sole that I don't have to worry about my feet getting punctured by anything if I'm out in the wilderness or out on the gun range and I step on a nail or something. This is going to protect me. It is also waterproof, so I can wear it in the snow. And honestly, so far since I've been wearing it, it is now summer here in Utah, and my feet have not been crazy hot in this either. So very well-rounded so far. Like I said, this is meant to be more of a tip of the iceberg kind of overview, not necessarily a review. I will give some of my opinions at the end, although you've already heard some of them. But we are going to go over the specs that are listed on the Lems website, and I'm going to give you some B-roll up-close shots so you can really see the shoe as we go through these things. The first thing that is mentioned on the Lems website is the waterproofing. It says 100% breathable waterproof membrane. So it is meant to be able to breathe and be waterproof at the same time, which I think is something that a lot of people were looking forward to with this specific offering. The upper is a mixture of nylon and leather, which you can see all around the design. The lining is polyester with a waterproof membrane, winter traction outsole with 4mm lugs and zigzag siping, which you'll get a really nice view of here. Grip was a big concern for a lot of people. Lems already has the Boulder boot out, but a lot of people think that it is too slick for things like hiking, especially if you're on rocks or going over more slick terrain. People wanted to see something that was a little bit more grippy, and it seems to me as though they've achieved that with these lugs and this siping. There is a 4.5mm adventure insole is what they're calling it. You can remove that. I remove the insoles of all my barefoot shoes so that I can get a little lower to the ground. I have not removed the insole from these yet, but I am considering it. The stack height on these boots is 16mm. So that is how thick that rubber is, and for those of us who speak in inches, that is a little bit more than a half inch. It's 0.6 of an inch. So thick, but not too thick. As I've been walking around the neighborhood, I am definitely able to feel rocks and twigs and kind of be able to tell what is under my foot, which is definitely what you want. The weight is really cool and worth mentioning. They are 14.7 ounces. We can contrast that with the Danner boot that we looked at earlier, which is 21 ounces. So combine the two boots together and you're saving just shy of a pound if you're going with the Lems Outlander. They do recommend care and treatment on the website, something like otter wax or nick wax. So they are going to require a little bit of upkeep in order for them to stay nice. I personally am going to not keep up with them very much to see how they hold out as I review them. Alright, so those are the touted features on the Lems website of the Lems Outlander. Now I just want to give you some of my initial opinions on this. Like I said, I've worn it for a couple summer night walks. No excessive foot sweating, so I think the breathability is good, but we'll find out if that holds up when I'm out in the mountains and I'm actually huffing and puffing. As far as the flexibility goes, which is an important thing when it comes to barefoot shoes, it's got a good amount of give and twist, which you want so that your feet can give and twist with the shoe. You'll notice obviously with something like the Prio is extremely flexible, so my feet get to really work as I'm wearing those. Same thing with my Aptos, can roll these all the way up. Obviously this sole is a bit thicker in comparison, 16 millimeters versus the 4 on those. So while I cannot roll it all the way up, that may change over time with wear and use, but definitely a little thicker construction, but it's meant for something different as well. I'm also going to give you a little round look at me wearing these to see how they actually look when they are being worn, because shoes definitely look different when they are on the feet versus when they are just being held up in front of the camera here. So here is that. Last thing I'll mention is some protective features which I like, and that is some rubberized leather looking material here up on the toe, which I think is a really good idea. These could probably honestly be a pretty good work boot, and then they have it back here around the heel as well. A lot of added rigidity that I actually like. There's flexibility where it seems like it is necessary, and there is rigidity where it seems like it makes sense. Guys, that is the end of my overview of the Lems Outlander. Hope you enjoyed it. If you have any specific things that you want to know about this boot, I know that there aren't hardly any videos out there talking about these so far. So if you're a person like me who really likes to watch videos and gather information before making a purchase, then feel free to reach out to me here in the comment section or on social media as well, and I'd be happy to talk to you about what I know so far with my limited use of the Lems Outlander. If you liked this video, I would appreciate it if you would like and subscribe. If you're at all interested in any of the affiliates that I talked about, go ahead and check the links down in the description. I would really appreciate it, and as always, I will catch you later.